Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Ain't clip beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup, Lockdown, where we are covering Season 2, Episode 34. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup, Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we are covering Season 2, Episode 34, Dangerous Engagements. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic.
So we're not going to say any numbers this time around, but we obviously know you're listening, and it takes 2 seconds to give us a 5-star rating. So on Spotify, it's stars, and on Apple, you can do stars and a review, or you can do just stars if you don't want to say anything. And ratings are anonymous unless you write a review, so we can't see who gave us stars, so go ahead and click away.
So Cheryl, if you want to give us 3 stars, girl, it still helps make us more visible. This week we start with Lacey, John, and Shane. And Shane is at the jewelry store to buy Lacey a ring. He says he's ready to get married.
This was cracking me up. Okay. So he says he's gonna do a payment plan. And the guy asks for his price range, and Shane says $500.
Big money. But as soon as he says $500, he says you can't put a price on love.
I know. And the guy paused when he said $500. And I was like, okay, so Shane's basically saying that Lacey is worth $500. No more.
My love for you is worth $500 specifically.
Yeah.
But the rings the jeweler is showing him are not $500 rings. Not if they're diamonds.
No, and that's what I was saying. If any of those rings were $500 that this guy was showing him, there is no way any of them were real diamonds. And he's showing him those rings. They were big rings. They had big stones in them. Those had to be like the, what do you call it? The lab created or
moissanite
zirconia. Yeah, moissanite. But you did it. I didn't look like the type of store that's going to have that, though. Did it look?
I don't know what kind of stores carry that, to be honest with you. I'm just not familiar with jewelry. I don't see a problem with buying something like a lab created diamond versus, a natural diamond. Specifically conflict diamonds. I don't know if that's still an issue. I would assume it hasn't gone away, though.
So I just don't feel that Lacey is a $500 lab created moissanite diamond kind of girl, though.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
This is showing his age. It's showing his 21. I mean, he's been in jail since 17, and he is a young guy.
He's a young 21. Like, being 21 is young enough, but he is a young-minded 21-year-old at this time.
He absolutely is.
I'm not sure if you caught this, but he says, tomorrow Lacey's fiance, John, gets out of jail. What the fuck, man?
Yep. Yeah, and he's like, oh, it's when I propose to Lacey, it's going to be a John-free zone. Oh, you think so, do you?
Yeah, you think so. Next up, Vincent and Amber. And Vincent said he's upset because he's being accused of being a con artist. But you are.
Yeah, he 100% is. And then Amber is super frustrated about this and about Vince's motive. and she's still aggravated with him, and they're basically going to Kathy's house, Puppy's mom's house, which is where Amber pretty much lives right now.
Are you a con artist if you're not good at it? Like, artist implies some level of skill, right?
I don't think he's a con artist as much as he is defrauding the US
The government.
It's pretty much like kind of like cheating the welfare system. Like, it's no different. It's not, you're not conning anyone. It doesn't take a mastermind to figure out how to cheat the system.
Clearly, he didn't review it too carefully since he adopted Puppy and didn't get any money for her.
Yep.
But she says she'd feel better if she could get direct answers from Vincent. Well, that makes sense.
She's just creeped out by him. Totally. He follows Amber into her room and she just is saying, I can't get rid of him. She
Yeah.
does not want him at all in any way, shape, or form.
Her body language indicates it's not just, I mean, she is saying it without, she's trying not to be rude, but there's nothing about her that indicates any reciprocated feelings whatsoever. She is not interested in him. And it feels almost like she's trying to just quietly slither away. You know what I mean? Just slip away. So she's not underneath his thumb. Everywhere she goes, he's following. She cannot get away from him.
He's just ultra creepy, and we all say that he's creepy. Everyone thinks that he's creepy, and this is just it's amping up the creepiness. They go outside to smoke, and Vince follows them, and he doesn't smoke. And they did not want Vince to follow them, but he's doing this because he wants to hear what they're going to say about him or stop them from talking about him.
Right. And Amber says she's feeling very overwhelmed. And Kathy said, well, didn't you think about how you were going to feel getting out of prison and being in a relationship? And Amber's like, yes, but also it's overwhelming to just be released from prison, relationship or not.
Mm-hmm. And Kathy then goes into body language and whether or not you have any sort of connection. And she says that when she and her husband were together, even after 5 years, they looked and acted like they were a brand new couple.
Right. They were interested in one another. He says he'll give her more time if that's what she needs.
I don't think that's what she needs.
No, I don't think so.
I think she needs another man that's not Vince. She says that everything has been awkward since that kiss, but it and then blamed it on the fact that she hadn't kissed anyone in like 4 years.
Right. What do you think? I think it was just him. If it was somebody else who wasn't as weird, it wouldn't have been I wouldn't have mattered as much that it had been 4 years. You know what I mean? Like, if there was some base for their relationship, some basis for it, then it would have been like, oh, I haven't done this in a while, but also he, you know what I mean? Like, you don't forget how to be attracted to somebody.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they video chatted when they were in prison or if it was just writing and then photos, because people come off a lot differently than when you're talking and you're seeing them than when you're like sending pictures back and forth and just chatting.
Absolutely. He says that he's trying to make this relationship work, but she doesn't want to kiss him. And the thing is that's not the problem. It's not that she doesn't want to kiss you. It's that she doesn't want to have anything to do with you, and you are not getting the picture, which is scary. I feel like this is not saying he is, but I feel like this is how stalkers start. They just, no matter what, they've got this idea in their head and they're going for it regardless of what the person says.
Yeah, he is looking beyond creepy. He's just not taking a hint. It's getting weird. Amber wants to talk to Puppy's mom alone, and she then does say there is something she's keeping from Vince, and I don't know what it is, but we do know that it may take 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes for us to hear this secret.
Only if it's a really lame secret, you know. When they have big secrets, they come out pretty quickly. So the longer it takes, the less exciting the secret is.
I hope it's not lame. I don't know that Amber is a boring person. I want to see. I
Yeah.
want to see what it is.
Kathy says if she feels awkward or he feels awkward, just the relationship in general, if it feels awkward, they shouldn't be together. And I feel like that's great advice.
Yeah, Amber just needs to run.
And she seems like she's, I mean, not without physically running, she's trying somebody, it seems like she's trying to get validation for saying, isn't this dude weird? Like, you understand why I'm not interested in him. And I feel like she wants somebody to say that. Her friends did. Her one friend was right up his butt with, you know, why are you here? What are you doing? Why Amber? And, you know, we all hope to have a friend like that who'll get in creepy dudes' faces that we meet while we're in prison. I would
I
expect
don't
nothing less from you.
I can't like understand who's gonna tell her he's not creepy though, because he freaking is. There's not a soul that would not meet this guy and be like, "You're a fucking creep.
Yeah,
What is
well,
wrong with you?"
I mean, considering he had charges after they stopped filming, apparently somebody found him not creepy enough that they could maintain a relationship with him. I don't know how long that lasted. I haven't looked into it very much. But production asks if the other person is Puppy. They ask Kathy if the person she's talking about is Puppy, and she says yes. So you kind of called this in the beginning that you thought that Kathy thought that Amber should be with Puppy. And I said, no, no, no. But you were right. She at least thinks that they need to be having a conversation.
Hmm. And I wonder if that's what Amber's going to tell Vince. I'm speculating that she did have a romantic relationship with Puppy more than what she admitted to.
But do you think Vince would even care?
No.
Yeah. I
Nope.
mean, he'd probably be like, all right. But Amber tells Vince that they both need time to think. And that's when she says she needs to talk to Puppy. And we don't know anymore.
I want to know when Puppy comes into this because I still know nothing about Puppy.
Yeah, I think Puppy doesn't get released until Life, maybe, or she might get out in the next few episodes. I don't remember how many we have until we switch over. It's
Six, I
lo-
think. Seven, six, five.
episode 39 is the last of Love After Lockup. Episode 40 is Life After Lockup. So,
Soon.
yeah, we have 5 more episodes of love. Love. Next up, Daniel and Lizzie, and he's helping her carry groceries in, like the gentleman he is.
So when she pulled in the driveway, she was beeping, 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 and he was just sitting there playing his video games. And this comes in a little bit later, but she's just like there, and he finally gets up and goes and helps her. And Daniel is talking about the fact that his biggest issue right now is finding a job. He's not going to find a job sitting on the couch playing video games.
What? He says he wants to be a mechanic, but he's going to have to look into what that all means.
It means school. You have to go to school, do something.
And she's not happy with him. She's like, "What have you been doing all day?" I think it's very clear what he's been doing all day.
Absolutely. And I would absolutely ask this question. I was right on board with Lizzie. I did not dislike Lizzie in this episode because I thought that she made a lot of sense. So Lizzie says that she's getting a slap of reality about Daniel and him not being motivated after a month of being out of prison. This dude's been sitting here for a month, still no job, no motivation to be an actual adult.
Regardless of that, though, she says she wants to marry him and have a house and kids.
So he's digging through the bags and he finds pregnancy tests.
Yeah. He seems super stressed out about it.
And she says she has a late period and that she's going to take one test.
She says she wants a family and she thinks that they could handle a baby. And he says he's definitely not ready to be a dad. And I would agree with that. And I don't know why she would want to have a baby with somebody that 45 seconds ago she was yelling at because he played video games all day.
He absolutely does not need a baby right now. He has got to get himself together. She said that both she and Daniel grew up in broken homes. Okay, being that, and you just spoke that, why not make sure that you don't have a baby that's now going to have a broken home because Daniel's not ready to be a dad?
Right. That's a lot for him to take on. I mean, he hasn't really had responsibility even for himself in years. He's been in prison. Like he went from what sounds like full-blown addiction to prison to this. And putting a baby in the mix right now would be a disaster. It's curious because a lot of times they get out and the first thing they want to do is get married and have a baby. I don't know if it's like seeking some kind of stability or what the interest is in doing that. And the women or men, the partners of the people who are incarcerated, seem just as eager.
Yeah, we do know, and you stated that he was a full-blown addict, and we haven't heard anything about any sort of addiction treatment and we did hear speculation that he was still using drugs in prison. He's out now and I guess not using drugs. I don't know, but
Yeah,
she runs the risk of him going back to drugs
relapsing.
also,
Mm-hmm.
relapsing, and then
Yeah,
she's a single mom. Come on.
right. So she makes him sit down on the couch and she shows him the test, but that's where they cut the scene.
Mhm.
Next, Cheryl and Josh says he's put her through a lot and asks her to forgive him. So this is changing his tune quite a bit from the last episode where she's like, "Do you want to be with me?" And he was like, "No, yes." Reminds me of the Butabi brothers, if you know that reference.
No. Well, Cheryl is a brat. I'm sorry. She just is. They're out for a date, and Josh says, "Oh, this used to be a jail." I don't know if that was true or not. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. And they basically Cheryl is like, "Okay, this is a date. We're going on a dinner date," but she wishes it could be a date in the evening because he's of course got to go back to his mom's house at 8. So she's again complaining because nothing's ever good enough for Cheryl. And then they get their food and Josh looks at asparagus like it's a freaking alien and she doesn't seem to know what asparagus are either.
It was so weird. She goes, "Just eat it." He says that they've been fighting more since he got out of jail. Does that surprise you at all? All he had to do was just not answer her calls.
But she's just like keeps feeding in on the fact that like he somehow owes her something because of what she did for him and the fact that she waited for him and everything that he put her through. It's almost as if this is I've not thus far seen anyone be like Cheryl, where she's like, "You owe me because I did this, I did that." Cheryl, you chose to be with a felon. Let's get over ourselves. I just think that the snotty comments and stuff aren't fair to him. She did not know him before he went to prison. They were not in a relationship before this.
That's true. He says she wants romance, but he's more of a horseplay and lots of sex kind of guy. That's romantic. And, I just want to scoop up a guy. May that love find me never.
Oh, it's so sweet. Back to the asparagus. He was saying that the food in prison has a shelf life of 10 years. And that is I've heard the truth. Like it is less than edible and it has to be like very, very stable.
Do you think, though, that neither of them genuinely knew what asparagus was? I guess it's.
I
I guess. Is that a entitled or like, I don't
I
know. I just.
I don't know. I've never seen anyone not know what asparagus is. It was so weird. And she looked at it. Also, I thought she really did not know what it was, but I would think that Cheryl would know what asparagus is. I don't know why.
So, all you listeners in Texas, if you could either hop on the Facebook group or you can email us at lalulockdown@gmail.com. Let us know if you know what asparagus is.
Maybe it's not in season in Texas. I don't.
What are these weird green beans?
You can get it frozen just almost anywhere. I don't know. It's so weird. Um, she, I, like I said earlier, she's pissed off. He's got to be back by 8. It's all Josh's fault because they can't have a real date. And then she asks him when he can move out of his mom's house. And he goes, I don't know, like weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks. That is not what I remember him saying.
I don't know that he even knows, like, at this point. I think he's just making shit up. But again, we've seen how production will take time, like things that occurred after something else, and they just rewrite the timeline of stuff to narrate.
He can't be only, I mean, I know he hasn't been out for very long. It cannot be only a few more weeks. He's tethered. There's no
Mhm.
way. There's
I
no
don't know how
way.
long. Yeah, I don't think he said how long he was going to be on tether. Maybe it was a short while, just like after his immediate release. I don't know. But she says if they're going to wait to get married but live together, then she needs a proper proposal.
That's not a terrible thing to ask for. I don't think. And then he brings up the ring and says that Cheryl, it was something that he had her buy for herself because he couldn't buy it because he was in jail, and he just picked it out, told her to buy it. She bought it with her own money. We know this.
Right. She said it's not fair that she had to buy her own ring. But she never complained about any of this stuff until now. And now she's like taking everything and, well, what about this? Well, what about this? I did this. Like you said. She
It's
said
so
she's
strange.
it's
I
so
don't know why she's
strange.
like this.
She said he's never had anything as serious as what they have. I would take that more from him than her. She just decided that their relationship is more serious than anything he's ever had, because he's never said, like, this is my first serious relationship.
Um, the shit that she says, like these digs, she's constantly digging at him.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said, she says it's not fair, and he's like, well, I was in prison, babe. And then Cheryl goes, well, you're not now.
Yeah.
Why is that necessary?
She's something else. I don't know. Maybe she feels like she does think that he's godly good looks or whatever it is. Maybe she thinks he's too good for her.
I hope not.
She said she wants to prove that he's a good man. And like, the thing is, I feel like you don't have to prove that somebody's a good man. It will show through if they are.
Yeah, if you're a good man, you just literally are. You don't have to prove it. It's just the things you do are good.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Josh still doesn't have a job. And then she says the ultra creepy, I want you all to myself. I'm like, please, please, where's Vince? Vince, call up Cheryl. Get on the phone. We got your perfect match.
Perfect match. And what does that mean? I want him all to myself. You don't want any other women around him, or you don't want his mother around him, like his family. You don't want him around anyone else. You literally want him just to yourself. If you could keep him in the house and you were the only person he talked to, you would probably do that.
I agree 100%. She meant she doesn't want him to be with anyone else but her. No family, no friends, just her and her creepy self and Josh. And maybe her kids. Maybe her kids.
Maybe. And which ones? Her new kids? Her more than 3?
Don't forget about the Longhorns. Does he have time to pet the Longhorns?
You better pet the Longhorns before you get back on tether. Next up, Glorietta and Alex, and they arrive at their engagement dinner, which I would have thought she would have talked endlessly about beforehand, but I didn't even know they were doing this.
No, this all seems like really quick because I don't think much time has passed here. At least it doesn't seem like it, but you don't
No,
know with this show.
right. That's true. And she's worried about her mom finding out that she agreed to raise their kids Muslim. Well, you should be afraid because your mom specifically talked to you about that.
Yeah, but mom should not really have a say in her adult daughter's life like this.
Absolutely not. But the thing is Glorietta is I have to stand on my principles and behind what I believe in. Oh, you gave me a ring? Okay, it's fine. We'll raise our kids Muslim. That's not commitment to anything. It's not being committed to Catholicism or Christianity or whatever she was, or Islam. That's what is that?
Yeah, she gave up on that super quick in an instant.
In an instant.
So mom says that she's going to stay away from Alex, and if she chooses to marry him, she'll just be at the wedding, but she doesn't want to be.
Right. I don't know how to feel about it because on one hand, it's like you should support your kids, but also like that's such a bad move. But maybe it works out. You know what I mean? Maybe they do work out. I can't see it, but it could happen.
She was basically like, well, I'll be at the wedding, but she's like, well, I'm not ready to sit down and have coffee with him. But she's going to go to their wedding, but she's not going to have coffee with him.
I mean, I guess supporting her but not really interacting with him is the way she's trying to go at this point. I don't know. He introduces Glorietta to everyone, and she introduces him to some people. I don't know if it was like mostly his friends and family there, and then it was just her brother and her mom and a couple other people.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell how many were there for her and how many were there for him, but he seemed to have a lot more people there. And the family that he did or she did introduce him to seemed fine except for mom. They didn't seem to like be
Yeah.
weirded out or mad or nasty or anything. And mom is just like upset that Alex apparently is touching her instead of shaking her hand. Some people are like that though. Some people will touch your arm when they like, oh hi, and just put their arm. That was all he was doing was just putting his hand on her arm.
I know, but if somebody touches me, it's one thing to shake somebody's hand when you know that that's what they want, but it's an entire different thing. Like people will touch you as they walk past you, and it always gives me the hibbity jibbities. I'm telling you, like it grosses me out. I'm like, do not touch me. I do not know who you are, and now you have made me aware that you are in my personal space. Please remove yourself.
Yeah, apparently he just didn't get the memo on the fact that this woman does not want to be touched like that, but it is a big deal. And Glorietta basically says to her mom, like, if you're gonna be mean, just go home. And it's just
She's
I
like,
was like,
goodbye.
wow, that was bold, yeah.
But he still follows her mom and he's like, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. And she agrees to talk to him. And then he's trying to tell her something about Islam. And I'm like, dude, did you think that she was ever going to listen to you? Like, this is the powder keg here. And you are running at it with a lit match. You know what I mean? Like, leave. There is a point that you can push somebody to, but you know this is a sore spot for her. Why?
I don't feel this was the time to talk about this. They're at a
Right.
party, they're celebrating their engagement. This was not the time. I would have just stayed my distance from her and maybe brought it up later, maybe closer to the wedding date. I don't know, but she basically he goes up to her and talks to her, touches her again, and she's like, just stop touching me, man. She just told you to stop touching her when you were inside.
He knew it, and yet he did it again. He doubled down and did it again. So now I'm on her side. I mean, I'm on her side. Like, don't touch. I was on her side before. Don't touch people that you don't have any business touching. But she starts yelling at him about trying to convert her, which all I could think about are those people that are online who start screaming like, "In Jesus' name!" You know what I mean? And you're like, "You need to calm down." He was
Yeah.
not trying to convert you.
I didn't know where he was going with this, honestly, but I could see why she would have thought that's what he was doing. I know that she thought he was gonna say something totally different than what he was actually gonna say, but still not the right time. And he's
No.
again touching her, and she's like, "Why do you keep touching?" She's just getting worse and worse here. This is all getting very bad.
Next, we are back to Lizzie and Daniel, and Daniel's really worried about the test, but she says she's not pregnant, so he was super relieved.
Yeah, his stomach it was in knots, and it was very nerve-wracking for him, and I couldn't see that it was, and I am on Alec or and I'm on Daniel's page that this is the last thing they need right now. And he's like, "Well, I'm not happy that you aren't pregnant, but we just need to hold off on this."
Right. And she gets pissed off and she says that he lied to her because he said he wanted to have kids. And I don't think he's saying, like, "Oh, I never want to have kids." He's just going, this might not be the time to do this.
Mhm. So she did say that he told her that he wanted kids within 6 months after he got out.
I mean, let's be honest. If you're making plans with a prisoner, they don't make the best life choices, or they wouldn't end up in the situation they're in. That's no shade to the people who, you know what I mean? But maybe you should be the voice of reason between the two of you.
And we do know that people say things when they're behind bars, or they have a lot more, they can't look at things as they would when they get out.
Right.
Everything, they wanna get out and they wanna have the best of everything, the best life, change everything, change their lives, do good, and they get out and they see this shit is not as easy as I thought it was gonna be,
Hmm.
and now she's seeing that, and Daniel is right. He does not have a job. He does not have his shit together. He's talking about going to school. She's still in school. Now, what are you going to do? Have this baby in daycare like all day long while you two are going to school and working? Come on.
He says that she has her life figured out, but he doesn't, and he wants to get his shit together before they bring a baby into the world.
She says he's backtracking. She wants to get married, she wants to have a baby, and that they're just not on the same page.
And she says that if they don't have a baby, she's going to feel a void. And that's dangerous.
She's kinda young for that, to
She
say things
seems
like that.
very young. Yeah, absolutely. It's not a never situation. It's just a not today.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Well, you better start wearing condoms." She's like, "Here comes the real the real Lizzie."
The thing is that's a fair statement. You can't be like, "Oh, I'm not ready to have a kid, and also I'm not going to wear a condom." Well, the fuck you are, my friend. That's not the way that
True.
works.
Yeah, that was a definite dig on him. He's like, "Well, guess you gotta wear condoms now." Too sad, so bad.
Next, Lacey, John, and Shane. And Shane is at a restaurant looking at the ring he just bought that we are convinced cost well over $500.
Yeah, also, I think they're in a Denny's or something like that, or like, something, like, diner-ish, and he's like, "Well, I wanted to take her someplace nice."
I know, and it does look like a fucking Denny's. I was thinking the same thing because the waitress even comes at a certain point and takes their picture, and she's got like you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, dude, this is your nice.
I was paying attention to the coffee cups flipped over on the table. It's a diners do that because immediately when you sit down, usually people want coffee at diners. I'm like, "What is this?"
It was so
So
funny.
he says he wants to propose to her before he loses her to John. I don't think that this is a good plan to get her to stay away from John. proposing to her with a fake ring in a Denny's.
It's so romantic. He's only been out of prison for 3 weeks at this point.
Crazy, right? Because they're acting like they've known each other for an eternity. We know they haven't. He's only been out for a few weeks and they're acting like they've known each other for a freaking eternity. They know each other so well and they're so in love.
They're
How?
so in love. He says he wants to propose before John gets out. Like that's gonna do something. And we find out that John's being released the very next day.
Yeah, she's like, well, I see a future with Shane, but Chan is getting out tomorrow.
Of jail.
She,
Yeah, she has to get her feelings right, and she can't do that unless she sees John.
she's going to pick him up at the jail, and she tells Shane. I feel like she fucks with Shane so bad. Every time she sees him, she tells him some other freaking bombshell. It's like, oh yeah, John's coming home tomorrow. Also, I'm going to pick him up. Also, he's coming to my house to live.
Yeah, we're engaged, and he's gonna live here, and there's 0 chance I won't fuck him.
Terrible.
But Shane's mad and doesn't say anything. So she starts yelling his name and she asks him how he feels. She's a fucking bitch for this. Like in the restaurant, Shane! Shane! Shane!
I was like, you psychopath, calm down. People at Denny's are trying to eat their pancakes. And you're
Your grand slam.
in their grand slam.
Eggs over my hammy.
Being a dick. Eggs over my hammy. You think she ordered the waffle again?
I'll have the waffle.
Waffle. And Shane will have the eggs.
That's right.
He says, tell me right now how you feel about me. Okay, I guess.
Yeah. He tells her that he can't be with her if she's going to be with John. That is totally legit.
Yeah. And then again, she goes on to the fact that she's known John since high school. And like, all right, but you're also freaking full blown cheating on him. You're sitting with the man who, oh, he just proposes to her.
Right. And she's so committed to John that she says yes. And then they kiss. And this is when the waitress takes the picture. You know what just occurred to me? I wonder if this diner is the same place they went when they did have the waffle and the eggs.
I don't know. It did look a step up maybe from that first diner. I just couldn't tell. So she does cry and okay. He says in life you're lucky if you find the love of your life once. He's fucking 21 and has been in prison since he was 17. What the hell does he know about having the love of his life?
He met her 3 weeks ago.
And we see Lacey on the phone with someone. We'll find out later. I think it's just her friend. And this is the fakest fucking crying I have ever seen in my life.
Ever. Back to Cheryl and Josh. And Cheryl says sex is great because it's the only time they're not fighting. How romantic.
Well, those are the building blocks of any successful relationship. I don't understand this statement. Maybe you can decode it for me. He says sex with Cheryl is like eating ice cream for the first time. I don't fucking know what that means. Just trying to figure it out.
Good, but it makes your head hurt? I don't know.
Yeah, she gives
you a
brain
migraine.
freeze? I don't know. Migraine. She's cold. We know she's cold.
Oh shit. So they're making out.
What?
It was so gross. And he kicks everybody out. And I thought, oh, thank you. I did not want to see any more of that shit than I already had.
It was a lot. This one was a lot for me. He takes off his shirt. He gets on. I was like, come on, man. And then he kicks the camera crew out. And then he's like, oh, don't worry. It won't be too long, about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm like, what is fucking wrong with you?
It's like they don't care that they're on camera.
Ugh, so gross.
Back to Glorietta and Alex, and her mom tells him to stick it up his ass, and he finally walks back into the restaurant. Finally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was just trying to explain something to her mom, and she blew up, and she's just Glorietta's very upset because her mom basically does not want this wedding to happen. She does not give her blessing.
Right. She says she doesn't care to hear what he has to say. And he says that talking to her mom is like talking to a brick wall. I don't know what he expected, to be honest with you. Like, he knew she wasn't interested. When they met in the park, she made it clear she wasn't interested in talking to him. If he found something that would help maybe her understand that they could get married, which we talk about later, why not wait? Wait until after the engagement dinner and then set a time where the three of you can get together quietly and say, this is all I was wanted to say. And Glorietta could even set it up ahead of time. But like, A, he's not trying to convert you. B, he just wants to tell you what he found about his own religion.
He could have texted her, he could have emailed her, he
Yeah.
could have called her on the phone. Even if they didn't want to do this in person, there were other ways, and definitely just not at an engagement party, not the right time. And then Gloria is very upset, and she just says she's ready to elope.
Yeah. Glorietta's upset that they didn't get to announce their engagement, which was, I thought, the point of the whole get together. The whole dinner was to do this. And because Alex and her mom were fighting, they didn't even announce their. I mean, if you're coming to an engagement party, how do you not know that? But I guess she wanted to say it, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure that the cake says like engagement, and I think
Yeah.
that they got invited to an engagement party. I think everyone knew why they were there. There were no giant bouquets of balloons, but you could figure it out.
Yeah. And he walked her around and introduced her to everybody.
Yeah. He does say then that he loves Glorietta, but he feels like they're rushing into this marriage and it's making him nervous. They absolutely are rushing into this.
Mm-hmm. Especially when he's still calling his ex-girlfriend,
Oh, yeah. Don't know when that comes back in, but yeah.
She said nothing will stand in the way of them getting married. And I believe the only thing that will stand in the way of them getting married is Alex himself.
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes later, we are back to Cheryl and Josh, and he takes her to a jewelry and pawn shop to pick out a ring.
How romantic. He is 6 days out of prison. I What are they going to do here? I'm assuming she's got some money in her paws. That is not his money. That is her money. So now, once again, we are going to spend Cheryl's money to buy a new ring so that he could propose to her. I don't know what's happening here. Are they going to pawn the ring that she has and then add money onto it? I don't know what they're doing.
Well, when he asks the guy how much the ring is, the guy's like, oh, 5K. And he's like, oh, I'll have to get a job and save up some money. You didn't have any fucking money to begin with. And why are you looking at rings? What do you have? How much do you have? None, nothing. You knew that. Why are you looking at rings? What are you doing in a pawn shop?
And and the guy's like, we have a layaway plan. I'm like, where the fuck are we? I just it she also does say that, and she's so, again, demeaning towards him. She's like, I want a real proposal, but that she thinks he's just gonna lay across the bed, put his arm under his head and say, look what I got you. Probably, because but this if you know that's what you have here, why are you doing this?
Yeah, it's like expecting to get filet mignon but getting Salisbury steak. You know what you have. Don't expect it to be something it's not.
I know. He's green beans and she wants asparagus.
He sees the speaker and he asks her to buy it for him, and she gets pissed. She's like, you don't think that you're not taking this seriously, and you're so selfish and always putting your needs above mine. I don't know, it was in a case, so it wasn't like a big speaker, and I'm pretty sure it didn't cost 5K. I feel like they weren't even comparable items to get this upset about.
No, but I do expect I mean, we don't know Josh personally, but I absolutely was not shocked that he's like, "Hey, Cheryl, there's a speaker right there. You want to buy it from me?" I was like, "Okay, this is
Yeah.
what I expect from this guy." And the fact that she doesn't expect this is crazy to me.
He kinda reminds me, I don't know if you ever saw Broke Boyfriend on TikTok?
No.
Oh, if I can find it, I'll
Oh,
send it to
yes.
you.
Yes. Nope. I do. I used to watch. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
He
I
reminds me
think
of
I
Broke
used to send
Boyfriend.
you those.
Maybe that's why I know him, but yeah. So she drops him off at his mom's house and they hug, and he's like, "Well, I'm not ready to give up on her yet." Why?
I don't. Okay.
And we round this episode up with Lacey, John, and Shane. And Shane wants to go outside and smoke, and she's supposed to come with him, but she's like, "Oh, I gotta run back and grab something or another." Right? So he's outside by himself at this point.
Yeah, and she's talking to the friend, the fake crying. She
Oh
tells,
my god.
yeah, it was terrible. I'm like, dude, you are the worst actor. You are the worst person and the worst actor. And she said that Shane proposing to her made her happy, but so she's happy crying. Could have
But
freaking me because yeah,
mhm. Yeah, and she says John has been in her life for 15 years. And I was like, except for the time that she was married and had other people's children.
I I'm gonna get I don't know. I am just going to guess that Lacey, her entire history of dating and relationships has always had more than one person at the same time. She's probably a chronic cheater. Yeah, I mean, things overlap a lot with Lacey.
That's the way it makes her dad and John make it sound. Like this is nothing new to her at all. And she says
No.
she's flashing back to when John proposed to her, and it was so much better, so much more romantic. Like he got down on one knee and blah, blah, blah. I mean, proposing in a diner is not super romantic. I'll give you that. But I don't I don't know.
For a 21-year-old guy who just got out of prison and has nothing to his name, this
Yeah.
is what I would expect for this young of a guy. And John, I guess when he did propose to her, said how much she means to him and that how much her kids mean to him and this and that. Well, Shane did get down on one knee, did he not? I thought he did.
I
Or was
don't
he sitting at the
remember.
table?
I thought he was sitting at the table, but he could have gotten down on one knee. I think he just proposed to her from across the table, and she's like, "Oh, yes. Yes, Jane, I will."
Yeah.
But her friend tells her, like, "You gotta make a decision, man. You can't keep doing this shit."
Yeah, she goes outside and she says that she can't believe that she just said yes when she's already engaged to another man. John,
Mhm. Chun. She said she's so confused. And she goes back and forth on why they're individually better.
like fucking crazy. What is wrong with you? She also says that Shane treats her like a princess and she's spoiled in fucking 3 weeks. What is this? What has he done? Okay, he spoils you and treats you like a princess, but the proposal was shit.
Yeah.
So where are we going with this? She's Looney Tunes. Um,
Wait. What if the show bought that ring? That would make sense.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't see them forking over $5,000 for this ring, but maybe.
Maybe it wasn't
Oh,
$5,000.
that was the other ring. $5,000 was Cheryl's ring.
Yeah.
They pay. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. This does make sense. If they bought the $500 ring, that probably makes sense. Here I'm confusing the rings.
Oh my gosh. Two horrible women, and you got them confused. So
He's
she gives Shane back his ring, and he tries to leave, but she stops him. Like, talk to me.
I if oh, she made me so angry. So she's like, I said yes, but I just can't take this ring. And she says she's sorry and she's confused. And And then she says, you proposed to me, but you didn't give it your all. It's not a fucking, like, what? What? It's a show? Is that what she wants? She wants a show? What does she want?
Apparently, yeah. She tells him that she's confused, but then she starts screaming at him and like pushing him because she's mad that he proposed to her. Like, this is irrational behavior.
Yeah. She says, fuck you, and she hits him. And then she says, this is and says that this is bullshit. And she says that the proposal was forced and that I wanted to kill her at this moment. He robbed her of something that was supposed to be so special. I'm sorry, is this not his life also? This
Yeah.
is what he thought was special. You're you're like driving this guy into the ground when he just proposed to you with the $500 ring that production bought.
And she starts walking through the parking lot yelling that he pissed her off. I mean, screaming like a banshee.
Mm-hmm. And she hits him several more times, and
Yep.
she gets into the car. He throws the ring at her and says, we're done. And she gives him the biggest slap across the face. I'm like, dude, if there were cops, I don't know what state they're in, I don't remember, but that is abuse. And in certain states, she would have just flat gone to jail and he wouldn't have had to press charges.
I believe they're in Virginia. I think they're in Virginia Beach. But he worried about her driving. You know, that's why he was over there to begin with. He was like, you're upset. Maybe you shouldn't drive. And she smacks shit out of him. The first time, buddy. She's lucky that he didn't put hands on her. You know, once you start hitting somebody, it's game on. Keep your fucking hands to yourself.
He's just like, you aren't going to keep hitting me. And he just, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, this lady is flying off the handle after a proposal. You propose marriage to her and she's beating the shit out of you. If this doesn't give you like a look into the future of what your life would be like with her, but again, he's young. He's young.
He is very young. And sadly, they wrap this week up with Shane saying he still wants to be with her, despite all of this crazy stuff she just did, despite the fact that she smacked the crap out of him numerous times. He still wants to be with her.
Yeah.
Who is your VIP for this week?
So I'm going to go with this is going to be strange, but Alex, because I thought that he was being very calm while Glorietta's mom was being a big ass jerk to him.
She was, man. She really was. I don't know. Like I kind of understand where she was coming from, but he was never trying to convert her. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. Puppy's mom was my VIP for this week. I thought she was reasonable and she kept it real. Puppy's mom has always kept it real. You know, from the beginning, she was like, maybe you guys shouldn't be together. And she's still saying, maybe you guys shouldn't be together, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I didn't like her at first, but now I'm like, well, she's just doing nothing but spitting truth. That's all she's doing.
Yeah, right? Exactly. What about your POS?
Absolutely Lacey. I could have gone with Glorietta's mom or Cheryl, but Lacey beat out them because of how shitty she was to Shane and hitting him, that poor kid.
Yeah. My POS was Lacey. Tired of her shit, man.
Yeah.
You don't hit people. Keep your fucking hands to yourself.
I'm going to say she's probably never going to be our VIP.
What? So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told a clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, "Aw, babe, now that's validation." We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone, even snuck it in once. Pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm, except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, "Don't mess up," I said, "Bet." Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.